My name is Mike Jimenez, and this is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from San Antonio, Texas. It is Friday, September 29th. Hope everyone's having an amazing day because it's the end of the week, baby. It's the end of the week. You know what that means. Got to crack open a can of Lone Star at some point today. Hey, if you want to be part of the show, you can check us out on YouTube. Just subscribe to the Alamo City Podcast Network. You can chime in. We'll read your comments in real time. We're also available on Twitter. We're available on Facebook as well. And if you're listening in the future, available on podcasts on sites like Spotify, like Apple Music, and all of that stuff, iHeartRadio and all that stuff.
Sorry, man. I was getting our latest guest ready to go. Carolina Teague will be joining us here shortly. It's going to be audio only.
Audio only. But I'm so excited.
Well, you asked me for a water.
Yeah. You gave me man water.
I gave you man water.
There you go, baby. Crack open a can of Lone Star. Make this podcast happen.
We keep it puro here, Mike. You don't ask for a water here, brother. You ask me for a water, I'm going to give you a beer.
Dude, I have been out of my mind today.
Oh, Lord.
And you were trying to help me out. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am somebody who loses stuff like crazy. Yeah. I lose shit all the time. My keys, my wallet, my mind, I lose everything, right? And I've been pretty good about it recently, right? So if you go to my house right now, Chris Lehow was at my house, but we were hanging out in the front yesterday. Come by to my house right now. If you were to walk in my house, it is spotless. It is spotless. Okay,
looking nice.
Been doing a lot of cleaning. Family's been helping out with cleaning.
Hey, man, you're looking nice too. You look like you're losing weight doing that.
I am down 13 pounds so far this year.
Nice.
13 pounds. So the thing about it is that I can't find my wallet. And one of the things that I was going to do today, I had a meeting scheduled this morning to go buy carpeting for my master bedroom, my closets, and I was going to get some stuff done. Right?
Yeah.
They told me how much it was going to be. I'm like, okay, it's $2,402. Okay. Got to do it. So I made plans to do it. So I started working in the morning, and then I'm getting my stuff, getting out the door, and I can't find my wallet. And I'm like, it'll be a few minutes. Okay. The house is clean. It's not like it's cluttered and it's hiding behind something. It's clean. So I'm going from room to room to room.
Yeah.
Can't find it. I go to my truck. I empty out my truck. I empty out my backpack, my briefcase, my computer bag. I'm all over the place. So now I'm thinking to myself, they asked the question, where was the last time you used your wallet? And I'll tell you when I last used it. It was last night. Well, yesterday afternoon. I was driving home. My son wanted Las Palapas. We went to the drive-thru. It was $30 for the family meal.
Yeah, the one right around the corner from me.
151 and 410.
Yeah.
I mean, 151 in Petrenko, rather.
Yeah.
And it's like $30. And I said, oh, I've got 40. They gave me $10 and change. I remember getting that 10 and putting it in my wallet. And then that is the last I've seen of it.
I bet you anything that wallet's probably inside that Las Palapas bag.
Dude, everyone keeps telling me that.
I bet you.
So I've gone up and down my truck.
Yeah, I know. I was under your seat.
Yeah, you were like, dude, I'll find it. I'll find it. It wasn't there. I have gone through my laundry, through my clothes. I know what shorts I was wearing yesterday.
Yeah.
Been through it. Went through the entire hamper. Again, because I've been relatively clean recently. Okay. I am a recently separated individual. So I'm kind of doing things on my own. So I've been doing laundry every day. I've been doing the dishes every day.
Yeah.
I've been cleaning the house every day because I got nothing else to do. And what ends up happening is I go through the laundry. It's not there. I go to my kids' room because I had my kids yesterday. Not in their rooms. It is nowhere to be found. I am then going on my Vivint security to see if it's in my pocket. And I'm like Zapruder film, like the Kennedy assassination,
going back
frame by frame. Do I see the indentation of this wallet? And I can't find it. So then I thought to myself, you know what? I have to go to the bank to get this. I have another form of ID, legal ID.
Yeah.
My passport. Okay. I know exactly where my passport is. It's in my safe. I go to my bedroom, punch in my code for the safe. The keypad's dead. So now I got to find the key somewhere
to open it
or break my safe to get to it. So It's been a trying day. It's been a trying day, man.
You need a beer.
I need a beer. I need a beer. Now, the one thing that I think could have happened, I have a son who has special needs, and every once in a while, he'll grab something that's not his and take it with him. Very rarely happens, though. But it has happened from time to time. But now I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man, I have no money for gas. I have no money for dinner tonight.
Maybe to spot you.
And I got paid today.
I
get paid on the 30th of each month, 15th and 30th.
Wow, bro.
So, oh my goodness. So, and I flipped over my mattress, nothing. I went through underneath my bed, nothing. Went through the junk drawer, which is where I normally keep my wallet, nothing. I opened up the junk drawer and took everything out, nothing. Where I took the mail, nothing. My computer area, nothing. My desk, nothing. My kids' bedrooms, nothing. Their toys, nothing. So you asked the question about the bag. I can't find that bag.
It's in the trash, I bet you.
Well, no, see, because the trash is inside the kitchen, right? So I haven't taken the trash out, but I unloaded more than half the trash and put it in the HEB bags as I was kind of like going deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Can't find it.
I bet you it's in those HEB bags or it's in that Las Palapas.
That I might have put up on the top of the shelf there.
Somewhere.
I keep the HEB bags just for
future
reference.
Go look in there.
Oh, goodness, man. Hey, we're going for about an hour and 15 minutes today. Again, if you want to take part in the show, you can chime in on our YouTube stream. Lots of people reaching out right now. Tim Gonzalez, happy birthday, my man. Says, sup, guys? Birthday. Less than 24 hours until kickoff. Notre Dame against Duke. Let's go, Duke Blue Devils. Hey, that's a great game right there, man. You know, both of them nationally ranked. Duke, I think, is like number 17 or 18 right now. Very, very cool. That's typically a basketball school. Weird thing about Duke, though, I work a lot in North Carolina because one of the companies that I do a lot of business with is headquartered in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is maybe about an hour and 15, hour and a half away from Durham and Chapel Hill, which is where UNC and Duke are.
Yeah.
And I talk to people over there, a lot of people who are residents over there. Dude, no one there likes Duke.
Really?
It's like in the rankings of like Fandom, number 1 is UNC, the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Number 2 is NC State. Number 3 is like one of the HBCUs. Number 4 is like Wake Forest. And then it's Duke. Duke has a very bad rep in their own home state.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because people think of it as that's not where the locals go. Like everyone at Duke is transplant. You know, they're coming into the state to go study there.
Hey, well, happy birthday to you, Tim Gonzalez. And something weird happens when we click on your Twitter profile. Look at all those balloons, man. I hope you have a great day, man. Thank you so much for supporting the show. We appreciate you, man.
Textback Frank says, check your truck again. Use a flashlight. Well, I mean, we were back there.
There's not much. I mean, it's just
it's not a big truck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not hauling a diesel, baby. I'm not doing a 350. It's just a Toyota Tacoma, baby.
We looked in between the seats and everything. There was nothing there.
Armrest,
nothing.
Everything. There's just nothing there. And it would have been one thing if I hadn't used it like in the last 2 or 3 days. But then I thought about it. We went to Las Palapas last night and I paid with cash.
Man, Tex-Mex Frank, dude. I like this one. Mike has no money. Where will the barbecue plates be so we can get some petty up for food and beer?
Dude, I have about 140 miles of gas left in my truck, and I can't even open my safe.
Oh, man.
Okay? In my safe, I have a ton of silver in there, right? It just is what it is. I like silver. And
I like gold. That one guy from Austin Powers.
Yeah. So, you know, the thing is, Chris Leja reaches out to us, says, hey, puro pinche diesel truck gang. He does have a diesel, but again, he's in the line of business to necessitate.
No, mames, Chris Leja, your damn diesel truck is broken right now, bro. He had all those check engine lights and everything on there, brother.
Tim reaches out and says, Duke fans are all over the place. All over the place, but not in North Carolina, which is where they're from. Kind of interesting. We have a lot to get into today. Week 4 of the NFL gets going. Actually started yesterday. The Detroit Lions beat the Packers at Lambeau 34-20. Jared Goff looking pretty good. David Montgomery, 3 touchdowns. We're going to take a look at the Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboys take on Belichick. Hoodie coming to town, taking on the 1-2 Patriots after the Cowboys somehow fumbled the bag against the Arizona Cardinals.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
Locked on Spurs, Jeff Garcia says, and I get called money bags?
Bro.
Jimenez talking about having a safe, owning silver, and getting paid. Dude, an ounce of silver is $22, dude. Okay? If you own 50 ounces of silver, that's like $1,000. It's not like it's a lot of money.
I wonder how many pieces of silver it would cost us to order the steak that Jeff Garcia ordered through Uber Eats that came on the silver platter.
$20 an ounce, probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5 pieces of silver. There you go.
And then he had a tip one.
Oh, yeah. Half a piece of silver for that. Yeah.
I one time bought myself a gold bar, but it's not like when you think of gold bar, you think of like those big behemoth. No, we're talking these. It's like the size of your like fingernail.
Okay.
You know, it's a 1 ounce gold bar. I one time had it. I sold it recently to get my wife a gift one time. So there it is. Other sports to get into. Apparently, the USFL and XFL are merging. Is this a big deal or no? We're going to get into the Astros because the Astros. What should they do? Should they cheer for the Rangers to win the division? Or should they cheer for the Mariners to beat the Rangers so that the Astros have an outside chance of winning the division? Where are you as an Astros fan when it comes to all of that? Speaking of week 4 of the NFL, Sunday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs against the New York Jets, MetLife, outside of New York City. There's going to be a special guest out there. She's a future billionaire. Taylor Swift will be in attendance to check out her man, Travis Kelce. I want to talk about Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriends and how people are going after both the ex-girlfriend and Taylor Swift in the whole situation.
Like, who gives a shit, dude?
Dude, okay, you gave me so much shit about bringing up Taylor Swift all the time, and now, because of her, his jerseys are up 400% in sales.
Not just
because of her.
Not just because of
her. The ratings for women watching those games.
Oh, now they know who Travis Kelce is.
They now know.
Now they know.
They now know.
No, but just because of her, the sales for the jerseys, period, went up. The fan base went up. All because Taylor Swift came out of her busy schedule to watch one game. And you know what? And I agree with a lot of people that said this. That was a ballsy move by her.
It was.
Ballsy move by her.
Because she knew that people would talk about it.
Exactly. It's good for business.
Well, I mean, was business bad?
Hey, but it gets better.
I mean, this is such a big deal for the NFL. The NFL on their social media.
Should we get Carolina on now?
You know what? Let's go ahead and get Carolina on. Let's get her on about that, because a lot of people have been giving me crap about this because am I a Swiftie? I know a lot of her songs. I like a lot of her songs. I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie, however. Okay, I am a fan, but not a super fan when it comes to Taylor Swift. Okay, because she has she plays 44 songs on the Eras Tour concerts. I bet you that if I was to go to a concert, I would know half of them.
All right, so I got her on now.
Carolina Teague.
Carolina.
My sister in crime, CT, what's going on?
Man, what's up, bro? How y'all doing today?
Doing well. Normally we talk about the sports first, but we're going to talk about the pop culture and nostalgia first today.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this weekend, Sunday Night Football, Jets are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs, and there are reports out there that security measures are being put in place to handle Taylor Swift being in attendance over there. This would be the second straight Chiefs game that she would attend to cheer on her man, Travis Kelce, her alleged man, Travis Kelce. First of all, Carolina.
He's a side piece, man.
First of all, Carolina, what do you think of the pairing between the two?
I really don't give a damn.
Oh, come on. This is coming from Carolina.
No. Let me just say, first of all, happy birthday to Gonzalez. He's cool. But, Joe, I've said this many times on the Alamo Sports Podcast. I'm not like a huge fan of Taylor Swift's music, but I know her.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm not a hater. I can't relate. Like, I can't relate to a lot of it. But she does have some good songs. I will say that. But I'm not like somebody who will go out of my way to purchase a ticket. Now, Beyonce, yes. Rihanna, yes. Taylor Swift, not so much. But I will say that she has an impact on the culture. She has an impact on pop culture in particular, and of course, women across the country. I find it very interesting that her first appearance was at a Chicago Bears game, and the viewership went up the first game. Granted, it wasn't because of the Chicago Bears, because they can't do a good job. But Travis Kelce's following on social media went up by 300 grand. Jersey sales went up, like you guys had just said. And her being at a game is going to be a really, really good look for the NFL. I really like what she's doing. As far as like, she knows what she's doing as bringing attention towards Travis Kelce.
Paul Cantu reaches out.
Though he's a player.
Paul Cantu reaches out to us on YouTube and says, "Not everyone gives a shit about Taylor Swift, y'all. Not even a little bit." Hey, Paul, F off, dude. Come on, I love you, Paul, but you're in the minority when it comes to this, baby.
Hey,
this is a convergence. Paul,
I'm gonna share a story with you.
This is a convergence of sports and pop culture like we haven't seen in a long, long time. Not a lot of people gave a shit about Tony Parker and Eva Longoria, but it was all over the place too.
Oh, when he found out that he was cheating. You know, Eva found out he was cheating on her. That story made big news,
dude. But the interesting thing about all this is what the interesting thing about it is that it's not so much that it's the dynamic. Like, I give a shit about who Taylor Swift is dating, okay? Because I don't.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting though is that the NFL is benefiting from this by having more eyes on it.
Yeah.
And what's weird about it is that you have a lot of fans. You know, Carolina Teague mentioned Beyonce, mentioned Rihanna, and oftentimes the Beehive and Rihanna's fans and all them, they will sometimes kind of have a say, if you will, as to who this person's dating, in the sense that they give a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
I remember when Katy Perry was dating and then eventually married Russell Brand, a lot of her fans were like, what? But with this situation, though, the Swifties, who many of which don't give two shits about football, universally have come around and gone, this guy right here, Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL, future Hall of Famer, this guy, two-time Super Bowl champion, we like him. And as Carolina pointed out, 400,000 person increase on social media follows, 400% increase in jersey sale follows, and beyond that, what is the number one podcast in all of America right now? It's not Joe Rogan.
No.
It's Travis and Jason Kelce's podcast. So this is something beyond sports. It's beyond Taylor Swift. It's the fact that she's blowing him up bigger than what he already was.
Yeah. And the funny story was, I saw this about maybe a week ago, and it was the one person that we all don't like, Stephen A. Smith. And I just winded up coming across this clip of him, and he's talking about having to buy like 10 or 20 Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, I remember this one.
Because his daughter hoodwinked him.
Yeah.
You know, they took 10 of their friends, right? So it was 10 of their friends that he had to buy tickets for, including himself. That's 20 grand right there, right? And he was like, man, I bought a ticket for myself. And he's like, let me go check this thing out. And then he was like, that concert was off the chain, man. He's like, that was the best concert I've ever seen.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of comedians, a lot of podcasters who are really like, hey, we're alpha types. You go to the concerts and go, that's amazing. Jonathan C. reaches out to us on YouTube saying, I'm interested in seeing the TV numbers for the women's demographic viewing this upcoming Chiefs game. The big thing about this, Carolina, that I want to piggyback off Jonathan's comment is the fact that it's not like she like the guy that she's dating plays for the Indianapolis Colts, right? Doesn't play for the Saints or the Atlanta Falcons. Plays for arguably the most watched team outside of Dallas, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl champions.
Look at this comment right here, bro.
Yeah. There is, I do want to say this, you know, you do have a point, because if Taylor Swift is going to date somebody, it's going to have to be a Super Bowl champion. This is Taylor Swift we're talking about. She's not a regular girl off the streets. This is a Grammy award-winning, multi-platinum selling artist, and she's a global phenomenon all over the place. So, you know, kind of like Rihanna, back in the day, NBA player slid into her DM, and her response to him was, "Hit me up when you're an all-star." Rihanna's not going to date a regular basketball player. She's going to date an all-star.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's not going to date a regular football player. She's going to date an NFL champion. So it's a good look. And not only do you guys see the potential with this, a lot of people who are business-minded also see the business opportunity potential that dating Taylor Swift could bring. Mark Cuban tweeted out that he has a lot of single men who would like to date Taylor Swift if she wanted to become or date somebody in the Dallas Mavericks. And Travis Kelce responded to Mark Cuban and said, sign me up to a 10-day contract. So he's claiming his territory with Taylor Swift, but even Mark Cuban sees the potential of dating of a Dallas Maverick dating Taylor Swift. And I've actually thought about this, because back in the day, Dennis Rodman dated Madonna, who's a huge superstar.
Yeah, a lot of people.
San Antonio Spurs. I need a Spurs player. I've thought about this. I would love for a Spurs player to date a superstar. And that would bring a lot of eyeballs to the San Antonio Spurs organization. Small market, but big time potential if they can pull a pop star. So I'm hoping that I don't really care who people date, but at the same time, it would be a really good look for the city of San Antonio if one of the basketball players for the San Antonio Spurs were to date a pop star.
Yeah, you said something that was interesting, Carolina. You said, even you, Mike, she's only going to want to date somebody who's already achieved something. My thing would be, if you didn't want me when I was nothing, why do you want me now if I become something?
Oh, no, because she's already
belong to the streets.
No, she's already somebody. By the way, real fast, Carolina, what hit Rihanna song did Taylor Swift write, and Rihanna didn't know that she was the writer? Ooh,
I don't know. That's a good question. Bitch Better Have My Money. Is it that one?
No, it was This Is What You Came For with Calvin Harris.
Wow.
Was written by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift used a fake name in presenting the song to her. And then later on, after the song was released, it became a hit. It was revealed that Taylor Swift was the actual person who wrote that song.
That's cool.
Real fast. And we're going to jump off this conversation piece because I find it interesting, but not everybody does. But to piggyback off of what Joe said about why isn't she dating some scrub? She's dating a future Hall of Famer. Well, first of all, they're the same age, okay, because they're in their early to mid 30s. But I had so many people who I saw post things on Facebook, on TikTok, or on Twitter, asking the question, why would he date her as opposed to the other women that he had been dating? Because most of the women he had been dating leading up to this have been very beautiful African American women, okay? But a couple of them were TV news reporter types, sportscaster types. A couple of them were also Instagram thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
But that story, that game, F, Marry, Kill, fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's done the F part. Maybe he's just looking for the marry part. Because look at it. He could go after some thought on Instagram, which, by the way, Carolina, educate the people what his thoughts stand for.
That hoe over there.
There you go. That hoe over there could take him for half his money, or he could hook up with an attractive woman who happens to be a billionaire, a self-made billionaire.
I like this comment right here from Jonathan C. He says, thoughts and prayers.
Claudio Cavazos wants Wemby to date Doja Cat.
Oh, man, she crazy, bro.
This is what I have to say, because I have to speak from a woman's perspective too. Somebody like Taylor Swift, they can't just date a regular scrub off the street, because they need to be careful. There's a lot of men out there that are clout chasers, and they just want to be attached to your name so they can build a brand for themselves and get popularity and make money on their end just by their attachment to you as a boyfriend or as a spouse or something of that nature. The perfect example is Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. You can see his dating history and how he's a cheater, but he's not necessarily one of the top NBA players in the league, but his attachment to Khloe Kardashian has brought him a lot of attention, and he cheats on her all the time. And when he cheats on her with women who look nothing like her. But she is a superstar. And it's said to believe, and a lot of women can get kind of gather with the way that he cheats on her and who he cheats on her with. She's not really his type, but at the same time, she brings him something that these other women can't, which is attention and popularity, which is something that a lot of men who don't have a lot going for themselves tend to do. That's why it's important for women who do have a name for themselves. They get with somebody who already is established and have their finances together and have their career together, because they've already seen the other side of the coin. And the only reason why they would date somebody like a Taylor Swift or like a Rihanna or like a Beyonce is because they're confident within themselves and they don't need anything. That is why you see Beyonce with a guy like Jay-Z and their marriage has had longevity. That is why you see Rihanna with A$AP Rocky, and hopefully this Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce thing could last a long time, but only time will tell.
Tex-Mex
Frank reaches out. Híjole, we're talking about who players date. Rename this to the Chismosa segment. Very nice, very nice. But you know what? As we wrap things up on this conversation,
we could name it the Chismosa segment. And anybody who would like to sponsor the Chismosa segment, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to sponsor that.
Taylor's exes include Taylor Lautner, you remember him from Twilight, Harry Styles, Joe Jonas, John Mayer, Corey Monteith, and then also Tom Hiddleston, who's Loki. Yeah.
And also too, like, we could call the other women he dated a thought or that hoe over there. We don't know their background or whether they're thoughts or not. But just looking at Taylor Swift's background, she clearly went through her whole phase too. So maybe she's over that and it's okay. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing wrong. Like Brittany Renner told Shannon Sharp she slept with 35 men. Some men don't care, and that's okay.
Okay.
You're ready to settle down, you're ready to settle down.
I was going to mention Brittany Renner towards the end of the show, but you've dovetailed into it. Okay, so Brittany Renner, who is an Instagram, what do they call them? They call them
a model,
Instagram model, influencer, things like that. Was on the Shannon Sharp show, whatever his show is called,
Club Shay Shay,
and she mentioned her body count being 35. And he gave a look like he was appalled. And I'm thinking to myself, his count
is about to be 36.
His body count's probably 500. So
come on, Shannon.
Calm the F down.
What's his body count?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, exactly. Come on, man. Like the athletes that he's been around his entire life probably have body counts 5-10 times greater than hers. So, you know, I hate that shaming that goes on when it comes to it. It is what it is. And
yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say some people go through a hoe phase.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Some people go through a whole phase, some people don't. And at the end of the day, I feel like there is a double standard for women when it comes to how many people they slept with when it comes to and as opposed to men. I know men who have slept with women in the hundreds and the thousands. Well, not men, that local men in the thousands, but athletes can sleep with women in the thousands. Rock stars sleep with women in the thousands. But
Wilt Chamberlain, for crying out loud.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain claims to have slept, and then the guy from Kiss with the long tongue, I can't remember his name.
Oh, Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
Gene Simmons.
He said he slept with over 10,000 women, or I don't know if he's even telling the truth, but that's a lot.
Yeah, Warren Beatty, the actor. Yeah.
And my thing is this: you're gonna get burned if you're out here slaying a bunch of dragons. So,
look at Mike Bias.
I think body count shouldn't matter. And I feel like women, we shouldn't really say it out loud unless you have no shame. But women, we should really not say it out loud what our body count is, because men will judge us.
Well, that's the thing.
All that matters is that, like, as long as you don't, like, for women, just keep yourself clean, check yourself, and make sure you don't catch any, get burned slaying these dragons. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, look at Mike Bias says, take her body count and times that by 3. That's what I'm saying. That's the real number. That's the real number.
Now that kind of reminds me of the movie American Pie 2.
Yeah.
American Pie 2, they said the body count for women is whatever number they say multiplied by 2, and whatever guys say cut it in half. That's basically it. Paca2 says your crotch is gonna burn. But you know what? When she said it, 35,
like Usher said, let it burn.
Yeah. I believed her when she said it. She said it so matter-of-factly. She didn't hem and haw and go, well, let me see. Let me backtrack. You know, I had this one friend growing up, female friend, who kept a list
Oh man.
And she kept a list of a scorecard of the guys, right? And this was when we were like 19 and 20. And she kept this huge ass list. I mean, what is it? What is it? When you get a sheet of paper, like the loose leaf paper, there's 26 lines, right? She was on the second row.
Damn.
And she was like 20. But, that's her life. I'm not going to judge it.
I personally know women, multiple women that I'm cool with, and they've slept with over 75 to 100 men. But you'll never know it because we're not going to tell you because men will judge us. Like if a girl comes out and says, "Oh, I slept
there will
with
be signs."
men, y'all not gonna. But I do see people falling in love. People still, but people they don't tell the man, of course, but they tell like our girl group, like, yeah, we know about it, and men still be falling in love with them. So y'all might be sleeping with somebody who has a body.
There will be signs.
It's called the hot dog through the highway, through the hallway, rather. It's like that. This is going in way too easy. I have opened up my second can of Lone Star. So
Lone Star Light, bro. You got to watch the figure, And the Mike's looking pretty good right now. I don't want to mess his game up right now.
Well, no, because my calories for lunch is only like 200 at this point because I can't find my damn wallet and can't go to Firehouse Subs like I want to.
We might have to bring up the QR code again, man, to go ahead and have the buy me a beer.
Buy me a beer. Carolina, I don't know if you caught that part, but I spent 2 hours looking for my wallet and I can't find it.
Still can't find it.
Where the hell did you? Where's the last place you saw it?
Las Palapas last night in the drive-thru. And so I'm hoping that my son took it as a joke because sometimes he swipes things. He swipes things from my wife and from my daughter. I'm hoping it's in his backpack. Hoping.
Yeah.
But I have gone through the trash can. My house is clean. Like my house has not been this clean in forever. So it's not like it's cluttered. It's kind of weird. Let's give some love to MCS General Contracting. Chris Leha, my guy, was over at my house yesterday. Gave him a referral too, because one of the things that he's looking at doing is creating for a family member of mine a half-court basketball court. And we were talking about it, right? Talking about, because MCS General Contracting, they deal with a lot of concrete, right? So he was telling me yesterday that when you put together a basketball court, there's a way to do it, and there's a way to do it right. To do it is you just set a slab out there and you just put a hoop up and then, just go play. But he was telling me that there was somebody that he was working with that had the land topography was off a little bit. It wasn't level. So he was talking about leveling the land, if you will, and then building the basketball court on top and how important that is. Because if you're going to build a really nice basketball court, I mean, we're talking not in the driveway. We're talking about like maybe out in the backyard, out on some property, that MCS General Contracting can do stuff like this beyond things like parking lots and slabs for homes and slabs for businesses and ramps and concrete patios. But they can build you swimming pools. They can build you basketball courts. The concrete courts, he says, we can even paint the lines in and do all of that stuff. MCS General Contracting, 210-774-9155, 210-774-9155. Don't do it cheap. Do it right.
Yeah, and Christopher Leha over at MCS General Contracting, they have the hardest concrete in the business.
It is diamond hard, okay? It is like 50 thoughts in a room hard.
You're having too much fun saying the word hard.
Well, Mike is always on his horniness, man. He's got that horny meter at 1,000 every time he walks in here, man.
It's not a horny meter. I just sometimes say things that everyone else is thinking. That's the thing, okay? Not any hornier than anybody else. I'm a guy. But at the same time, the fact of the matter is that myself and someone like my good friend Carolina Teague, we say things that everyone else is thinking. We don't have that filter when it comes to it.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah. Speaking of filters, we got something to show, a little eye candy later on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah. Thank God for Instagram.
Lord. well, you all been talking. I've been looking at the Instagram feed right here.
And I wouldn't call it a thought, but it is what it is. Does Jimenez not have Apple Pay? You know what? I do have Apple Pay.
You might be able to use that, brother.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody told me about that too. Like, if you lose your wallet, you could use Apple Pay to pay for stuff. And I'm like, I didn't know you could use Apple Pay.
Yeah, you just touch
without a
the
debit
little
card.
pad over there when you're going to pay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, you should do that, Mike, because I just heard about that actually yesterday, which is crazy. Somebody mentioned that.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Taylor Swift. Just playing. We're moving on.
Hey, you know what we should talk about? News that broke, man. And this is the wildest thing that I have ever seen as a Spurs fan. We got rid of Joshua Primo. He belongs to the streets. Spurs parted ways with him for good reason. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you get this from the NBA communications. Joshua Primo has been suspended officially by the NBA for 4 games because they went ahead and did their own investigation. And they said that he engaged in, they did not find evidence that he engaged in sexual or other misconduct apart from the brief exposures.
Yes.
You know, so I'm like,
nothing sexual about that. Okay.
He just laying down, like, bam,
pulling out his junk.
Yeah, man. Like, come on.
No, man. Yeah, I find that to be funny. By the way, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 is also reporting this as well. Joshua Primo, former Spurs first-round draft pick. You know, who, by the way, all the mock drafts had him going in the second round, and the Spurs somehow said, you know what? At 11 or 12, we got to get him. And then, you know, he showed some flashes there.
Oh, I'm sure he did. No pun intended.
No, there was a pun intended on that. But the fact of the matter is that was a big whiff of a pick. And, you know, Brian Wright is so fortunate that the Spurs won the lottery this past May.
He's lucky,
because
man.
without that, he'd be on the hot seat right now. But now Brian Wright gets to look like a genius for all that he's done. Is Josh Primo ever going to be back in the NBA?
No, man. Never. Never. I'm going to say right now, he's going to be over there overseas somewhere with the Shanghai Sharks or something.
Throwing alley-oops to Dwight Howard.
I don't know, man, but they better not have any women around him.
He's going to have a backcourt with, what was that one guy? Is it Morrison? What's that one guy that was that
he had the porn stash?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Van Morrison or something like that.
No, Van Morrison's from the 70s, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about the biggest game of the weekend. Week 4 of the NFL. Again, week 4 got going last night. Lions went to Lambeau, beat up on the Packers. We're up 27-3 at halftime. Packers made it a game down the stretch, but Lions pulled away, won 34-20. The biggest game this weekend, though, that I am most intrigued by is noon on CBS, talking about the 0-3 Denver Broncos taking on the 0-3 Chicago Bears, also known as the Toilet Bowl.
I'm sure Carolina's going to be watching that with great interest.
Carolina, who you got in this game?
You just call him to toilet bowl. Shut the fuck up. I don't care if you hate the person.
That's what you get. The fucking Broncos bamboozled your ass. You listened to their media. You got all excited.
You know what pisses me off is that the Broncos just lost by 50 points against the Dolphins last week.
70-20.
Just embarrassing. And the Bears are still not favored to win that game. I'm like, all right, you guys suck that bad. They lost 50 points to the Dolphins, and you're still not favored.
Is it still bear down? Is it still bear down?
It is bear down. See, the only thing is, like, I can talk crap about my team, but if you're not a Bears fan, you cannot talk crap about my team.
No, you and I, you are my sister. I get to tease my sister. By the way, the Broncos and the Bears have something in common. They're the only two teams in the NFL right now that have given up more than 100 points. Okay, the Broncos have given up 122 points in 3 games. Rather, the Bears have given up 106. I know you were talking about the spread, but what I want to know is the over/under, because my goodness, man, this over/under better be 90, because there is no defense. The over/under is 46. Jeez. Everybody pull out the 401k. And
to still take the fucking under. Because the Bears can't do shit in the red zone. I say still take the fucking under. If they go over, I would be so impressed.
You know, the only person.
There are little wins in there. Let me just say this. The Bears are the only team in the NFL, in NFL history, to never have a quarterback to have a 4,000 passing yard season because their offense sucks that bad. Don't expect me to take the over ever, hardly, unless, and the Bears defense, by the way, I know you said they allowed a lot of points, so maybe something can happen, but something tells me they're going to botch it. And in the past 13 games, the Chicago Bears have not had a game where they've let up less than 25 points. So the defense sucks, but they fired their DC Allen Williams because of something that hasn't been disclosed yet. So,
dude,
we'll see what happens.
There's only one person that can save this poverty-ass franchise of the Bears. That is the Chicago Bears.
It's Sean Payton.
No. It's Jay Cutler.
There you go. Trot his ass back out there
with the cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah, let him chain smoke out there. Dude, I swear that guy was on a time machine from the late 60s.
His issue was he didn't have any protection. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL because his offensive line sucked. And I feel like he's been dragged unnecessarily for his performances. But really, the truth of the matter is he didn't really have a good offensive line. And for Justin Fields, he might have to pull a Jay Cutler where he just starts slinging the ball because Luke Getsy, as the offensive coordinator, doesn't know what he's doing. So, and calling the right plays and being able to utilize Justin Fields the way that he's known for being for his strengths.
Yeah.
And it's just been an unfortunate situation, a dumpster fire, if you will, for the Chicago Bears. So I'm not looking forward to the game against the Broncos, but I have to watch it.
The biggest fumble of Jay Cutler's life, though, was Kristen Cavallari.
Oh, no, I think he did the right thing, bro. He did the right thing. He got rid of her crazy ass. She just wanted to use his money. He's like, no, girl, you got to go.
She was so fine.
Cut her off.
So fine. Hey, don't forget to follow Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. I follow on Spotify. You know, Jeff and I did a podcast for Locked On Spurs last week where we were talking about the one NBA player, one Spurs player that might come out of nowhere and have a sleeper season.
Josh Primo.
There you go. He's going to have to miss the first 4 games, though. Mine was Julian Champagny, by the way.
Okay.
And what's interesting about the Locked On Spurs podcast is that it's also now on YouTube as well. So you can follow and subscribe on YouTube. I subscribe on Spotify personally. But a lot of these podcasts appear on kens5.com. So he was telling me the other day, he goes, dude, we're on kens5.com right now. So very, very cool. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter, or the way the cool kids call it, X. He's also on Threads. I don't think anyone else is anymore.
No.
Yeah, Threads, RIP Threads. It was a fun 2 weeks. Talking to Carolina Teague. CT, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys because Cowboys are 6.5-point favorites this weekend. 325 on Fox, taking on the New England Patriots. Couple of things I want to talk about when it comes to this. Okay, one is involving the game itself and whether or not Cowboy fans should be worried about what happened last week, losing 28-16 to the Cardinals. Cardinals ran up and down. Some dude named Josh Dobbs looked like a Pro Bowler against that defense.
You know, they didn't even have his name added to the kiosk. He couldn't even buy his own fucking jersey.
Yeah, I saw that. And then I see this stat from the Dallas Morning News that says 3 games into the season, none of the wide receivers for the Cowboys has a touchdown reception.
I wonder whose fault that is.
So right now, should Cowboy fans, Carolina, be worried about last week's game, or should they look at it as though, you know what, every year, even the good teams lose to bad teams from time to time?
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried just yet. They've had flashes of greatness with their defense, and offensively, there's struggles, but they do have a really good, solid squad for the most part. So I wouldn't be necessarily too worried about it. And honestly, I'm going to be really, really honest with you. I've been going through an NFL depression. So watching other teams win, I just don't like it. So as far as the Patriots are concerned, though, I do think they have a solid chance of beating them, to be honest with you.
I think Zeke's going to have a good game.
You know,
revenge.
that's an interesting point because Ezekiel Elliott coming back. I wonder what the over-under is because the over-under for Zeke a couple of weeks ago was 27 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. The last game, though, that he had 16 carries for 80 yards. I mean, it's a good game.
Not bad.
That's a
by
good
Zeke
game.
standards. It's not bad.
And right now, he's averaging 4.4 yards per carry. Just to kind of give you an idea, last year for the Cowboys, he was at 3.8. The year before that, 4.2. The year before that, 4.0. He also had a 4.1 down the stretch. So he's actually playing pretty decent right now. 28 rushes, 122 yards. Hasn't seen the end zone yet this year. Couple of things. First and foremost, Zeke being on the team, can he scout the Cowboys? Can he see certain things? And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Patriots signed a former Dallas Cowboy quarterback to basically round out the roster. And it's one of those things where they signed Will Grier, who was in the Cowboys camp and who just balled out the last preseason game. They signed him. The thinking is that maybe you use these two guys, Will Grier and Dak Prescott, and Zeke Elliott, and go, can you give us any indication of what's going on?
Oh, give us the hand signs, the little cues and all that. Yeah.
Omaha.
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to go ahead. I'm sure Zeke is over there singing, you know. What do y'all want to know? I'll tell you everything. I'm sure.
First of all, I think this will probably be a good revenge game for Ezekiel if he does come out, because me personally, just knowing the way that Mike McCarthy coached in the past and the way he coached during his tenure with the Cowboys, I feel like, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I don't think Ezekiel Elliott was utilized the way he should be utilized. That's why you're seeing him play a little bit better this season as for now. But
he's still booty crumbs.
I don't think he's booty crumbs. I don't think he's worth the money that he was paid for the Dallas Cowboys. But I do think that this will be a revenge game for him if he does come out. And as far as like singing, all the secrets to the Patriots, I'm sure he definitely did that along with Will Grier. However, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are aware of that, so they're coming up with an alternate game plan.
No, but the problem with the Cowboys, though, and this is a big concern, they've been to the red zone I don't know how many times already over the course of the last couple games. They cannot score when they're in the red zone. When you're in the red zone and you're not having a great game, you need to be able to score touchdowns in order to win these close games. The game that they had played against the Arizona Cardinals could have been a lot closer, and the Cowboys could have given themselves a chance to actually win had they converted in the red zone, but they have not been able to do that.
Got picked off.
It got picked off, came back the other way. And you know what? That's not a surprise. Dak was going to do that. I already know who he is. We know who he is.
Dude, there was a photo.
And that was a call by Mike McCarthy, though. That wasn't an audible by Dak, right?
Right. But there was a photo I saw on Twitter that showed what it looked like from an aerial perspective of where he threw the ball. I don't know if you saw that, but it was because like when we watch football, we watch it from the angle like Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
Left to right, right?
Yeah.
We don't see it from the Madden view, which is you see the
it's field like a 3/4 view. You're up kind of up high.
So they show the photo from like what Dak was looking at. I don't know what the hell he was throwing at. Like there was no way in the world the receiver was going to be there. The only person there to catch the ball was the linebacker. Now, can we have a quick conversation about the fact that I'm effing tired of seeing people say Micah Parsons for MVP? The motherfucker ain't going to win Defensive Player of the Year, much less the MVP. TJ Watt. If you want to have a conversation about a defensive player who's going to win the MVP, maybe TJ Watt, because TJ Watt with his 6 sacks in 3 games, and oh, by the way, a fumble return for a touchdown and 2 forced fumbles. Micah Parsons is great, right? But he is not even the best defensive player in the NFL. He's top 3. He is top 3. I would love to have him on my team. The fact that the Cowboys backed into him is amazing because they wanted Surtain, they wanted Patrick Surtain, they wanted J.C. Horn. Those 2 guys were taken first above them. They said, okay, we'll get Micah Parsons. Great pick, great player, one of the best defensive players out there. But Cowboy fans, back the F up, man. Go watch TJ Watt play.
Well, I mean, you got a point. Men like women like numbers don't. If he's recording that many sacks and having a good defensive year and that continues, then yeah, of course TJ Watt would be at the top. So sometimes, I love the Cowboys, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with them. They're one of because I have my main chick team, which is the Bears, and I have my side chicks. Cowboys are one of my side chick teams. And, sometimes Cowboys fans have rose-colored glasses on, and they cannot say anything bad about their team, or they're like really like blowhards for their team, and they can't see any specific player that could be potentially better. So Micah Parsons is a great defensive player, and any team would be lucky to have him. But if TJ Watt's numbers are that great, then yes, he probably will win a Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps up that momentum.
Yeah, TJ Watt, 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in the first game of the season. Had a sack in the second game, 2 sacks in the third, and a touchdown. The guy is brilliant. His brother, JJ Watt, came out and said, you all know that my brother's the best, right? You all know this, right? Go on to Twitter, see what JJ was saying. He was like, I know you talk about other players, but it's my brother who's the best one. Absolutely amazing. Mario Cavazos reaches out and says, Zeke Elliott, not doing shit this weekend. John C. coming out saying Cowboys will never win with Dak as the quarterback. Says, preach, Jimenez. Cowboys slurpers need to chill. That's the thing. Mario Cavazos, TJ Watt can't play linebacker. And I mean,
Cam loves TJ Watt. He's been able to help the Steelers be successful. So my son Cam's a huge Steelers fan, and TJ Watt's his favorite player, and he knows football. He's
man, I gotta.
He's a man right now.
I gotta ask you, man, as a question, man, because we were making fun of you the other day on Monday, because I'm like, you said, oh, I can't come in today. I'm like, okay, cool. We were making fun of you. He said Jimenez didn't show up because his freaking Saints shit the bed.
Yeah, Derek Carr goes down late. My stupid Saints, dude. We're up 17-0 going into the fourth quarter. Derek Carr gets hurt. Jameis Winston starts playing catch with the AstroTurf, and they were shorthanded, man. They had a practice squad guy as their running back down the stretch with Jameis Winston. That was their backfield, and trying to get Taysom Hill involved.
You know what? I got to do my thing, man. I got to go ahead and do you all dirty like this. And that includes you, Carolina. Let's do it. Bears and Astros. You know what? And the Cowboy fans, last weekend.
Yeah, gritos to all of us. But you know what? The Saints get Alvin Kamara back this weekend. And before the season started, I said it would be amazing if my Saints were 2-1 after 3 games because Alvin Kamara was not there. And now Jamal Williams went down with an injury. Kendrick Miller has been hurt. They're with a practice squad guy as running back. I said, just get to 2-1. They're 2-1.
Yeah,
I can't complain. They should be 3-0 though, man. If that was a dirty takedown on Derek Carr, dude. That was really, really dirty.
It is what it is on that end, man. It happens, though things like that do happen within the context of a regular NFL season. Teams lose games that they should have won. And, case in point, look at the Cowboys. They just shit the bed there. And I'm sure they're going to shit the bed again, probably against the Patriots. I don't trust them, man.
You know what? Stu Gotts from the Dan Le Batard show had a rant that I saw on TikTok earlier this week where he was asking the question, is Bill Belichick really a good coach?
I think he is.
Well, if you take Brady out of the equation, Bill Belichick has a record, I believe, of 79-90.
Same thing could be said with Coach Pop.
Same thing could be said about Phil Jackson. Prove to me that you can win without it. I had a back and forth with somebody about this on social media, and I was like, well, the only coach that I can think of that would win regularly with underperforming or under average or under talented teams was like Larry Brown. That was the guy when it comes to it. But you know who's a big winner? Cynthia J. Sanchez is a big winner. She is a realtor with J. Parr Real Estate. You can reach out to her for all your real estate needs. 210-273-0748. Again, 210-273-0748. Cynthia J. Sanchez, what she does right now is pretty amazing, because right now is a very interesting part when it comes to real estate, because interest rates are high, but at the same time, inventory is pretty low. People are holding on to their homes that have 2, 3, 4% interest rates. So what she's doing is she's finding neighborhoods all over the place that may have very good interest rates because the home builder is doing the financing themselves. Right now, personally, I'm going through a separation. I hope that I don't get divorced, but if it happens, one of the things I need to look into is, where am I going to live? Maybe I want to get a different house at that point. And if I do that, what neighborhood do I go to? So Cynthia J. Sanchez showed me a couple of neighborhoods in the same school neighborhood that my kids go to. And I was taking a look, and I even said, hey, D.R. Horton, what's the interest rate here? They're like, oh, this is 4 or 5%. It's a lot better than the 7.5 that's going on these days at the banks. Cynthia J. Sanchez will help you find a primary home. If you're buying, if you're selling, if you're looking for an Airbnb, one of those rental properties, or whatever the case may be, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748.
Man, we got to give credit to where credit is due, man. My boy over here, always quick with those memes, man. Once again, he comes through. Swiss. Look at what he did, man. When a woman with 6 kids tells you, you got to work for this booty. Look at, there's Mike's picture.
The thing about Twitter, or as the cool kids call it, X, for Spurs Twitter, I've become a hotbed for memes.
You're the rotisserie chicken, bro. You know how they just have it constantly just getting cooked? That's what they do to you all the time.
I mean, it's between me and Kevin James this month when it comes to the most memes being made out of somebody. Okay?
And you do this shit on purpose. That's the funny thing. You drink that damn beer like you're making love to it on purpose so they can take pictures of you, and it goes crazy, man. I know you're doing it on purpose.
So, Carolina, I got to tell you something real fast. So,
yes.
First of all, I don't want to get divorced, because if I get divorced, I have to be single again, and I don't want to go through that shit again. Okay? First and foremost, not that I have a bad time, because I'm a decent looking guy. I'm successful. I'll get a date, but I don't want to go through that, because I'd rather be married to my wife, little FYI. But my daughter and I got to hang out last weekend in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My daughter goes to LSU. She graduates in December. We went to the Arkansas game. So I went to 3 college football games in 8 days. I saw UTSA lose to Army. I saw Texas beat Wyoming. And then the following weekend, I saw LSU win a thriller, which was on ESPN, against Arkansas. Kicked a field goal as time expired. It was an amazing game. Tigers won. My daughter is pretty shy. And one of the things about it is that I didn't post all the photos that I have of my fun over there, because, I just didn't want people to give me shit and wanted to make memes out of me when it comes to it all. But what I do when I go to these tailgates is I go to the liquor store and I buy between 50 and 70 shots.
Damn, that's a lot.
Individual bottles. They're about $1 each. About $1.25 each, depending if it's Fireball or Jim Beam.
CT only needs 2 of those little bottles, bro.
Well, I chill them in the fridge, and then I take them out in a bag, and I just go to people and I go, "Who wants a shot? Who wants a shot?" And I'm just like throwing them out to people, right? And there was the tailgating scene at LSU is amazing. Okay, they do a good job here with UTSA. They do a decent job at Texas State.
Yeah.
UT, it's better, but LSU is fucking epic when it comes to tailgating, because it meanders through the campus, and it's just, and then they have these dueling DJs and tents with parties. And I'm telling my daughter, like, hey, let's go to this party over here. And she goes, what's a frat party?
Yeah.
I'm like, and
did I stutter?
I got alcohol on me. I'll get in. And my daughter thinks it's funny. So she has all these photos of me taking shots with students. There was this one guy, Carolina, there was this one guy cussing at this Arkansas fan for whatever reason. And it was like before the game started, cussing at this Arkansas fan. And I went up to him and I said, dude, you got to calm the fuck down and take a shot with me. And the weird thing was, he looked at me like, because I stepped up to him, and then he saw the shot, and then he just beamed, and he gave me a big old hug. And then all of a sudden, all these guys and girls were coming around, circling around me, giving me a hug because they were excited that I brought alcohol to the party. And,
oh my God.
So I told my daughter, just like Mean Girls, I'm not a regular dad. I'm a cool dad.
Look at Daniel Castro, effing cute.
Effing cute. That's right, baby.
Gentlemen, I love y'all to death, but I just got here to Waco. I'm going to Dallas for my debut in Dallas as a ring announcer for VIP Wrestling. So if anybody's in Dallas, if you guys can go to my Twitter page and reshare my flyer, I'll be in Dallas, so anybody in Dallas can show up. And I just got here to Buc-ee's.
Oh,
so I gotta put in my gas.
Give me some peanut brittle, girl. Give me some peanut brittle.
That's what I'm saying. I'll bring you back some peanut brittle. You know, I love Buc-ee's. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat here.
That's club sandwich. The club sandwich is the shit.
What's a club sandwich?
It's a Buc-ee's club sandwich. Don't fall for that trap with that. Was it the pulled pork sandwich?
The chopped brisket?
Don't get that. Get the club sandwich.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
I'm telling you, it's good.
Beaver nuggets.
Yeah, I want beaver nuggets, and then you know what? Their barbecue's not that good, but I do like. I don't know. I kind of like their sausage wraps. They're kind of
Lord, get some fudge. Get some fudge.
The cookies are amazing over there.
Ooh.
Get some fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge is good.
A little bit of a buzz going on today, man. I got my second beer in. I'm a cheap day today. Alcohol doesn't really get to me. It takes me a while.
Hey, it's fun hanging out with CT when she gets drunk because she'll tell you when she's fucked up.
Oh, CT seen me drunk. She was part of that one of the parties at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Have I ever been drunk around you?
Yes, several times. And remember one time we're at the Mike Taylor barbecue and I saw you stumble a little bit and you looked at me straight in the eye and you came right up to me and looked at me and you go, I'm fucked up. I'm like, no shit.
I've never seen CT fucked up.
Yeah, I don't think Jimenez seen me fucked up, but
Never.
actually, I'm trying not to drink alcohol right now because I have a lot of wrestling shows that I'm doing lately, and when I drink alcohol, like it really like takes me back because I'm on a little fitness journey right now.
Nice.
So I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier, not drink alcohol, so I can, just be at my best version of myself. And I've been like taking care of my skin and stuff. So when I get to Dallas, I'm gonna get a little back massage and get a head massage, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hey,
So
Carolina, real fast before we let you go, there's some breaking news. Might need your comment on this.
Okay.
Breaking news according to CNN. This was posted 11 minutes ago. An arrest has been made in Las Vegas in connection with the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur.
No way. Who got arrested?
Says the source who has knowledge to the investigation confirms that a man arrested Friday morning named Dwayne Keith Davis, whose wife's Henderson home was searched in July as part of the ongoing investigation to the shooting. It says Las Vegas Metro Police officials are planning to hold a press conference later today, to discuss what's going on. Shakur was shot and killed while leaving a boxing match on the Vegas Strip. His untimely death, the rapper was just 25 years old, has been the subject of conspiracy theories for more than 2 decades.
Wow. I can't wait to hear what happened. I wonder if he's connected to Suge Knight because I thought Suge Knight killed Tupac for the longest.
I thought so too. I'm gonna
keep my eyes peeled for that because I really want to know who killed Tupac. That's one of the big mysteries of our country is who killed one of the greatest rappers of all time. And, like I said, I thought it was Suge Knight, and I think Snoop Dogg is a snitch.
Hey, man, some of those movies Tupac did, man. Poetic Justice, Juice. Very good movies. Very good movies.
All right, CT.
That is Carolina Teague. Have a great time this weekend. Looking forward to following you and all of your success this weekend.
Thank you. One last thing. My interview with two-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist Yordenis Ugas just came out on my YouTube channel, League of Our Own. Yesterday, I just posted it. He's fighting up against San Antonio's Mario Barrios this weekend.
Nice.
And we talked about his escape from Cuba. He escaped on a boat 6 different times and got recaptured, went to prison, made it to the United States. It was a really good conversation of how he endured that and, how that translates into his boxing career. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, it was a great interview. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, League of Our Own CT. We have my podcast every Monday. And if you can, share my flyer on my Twitter page. I'll be in Dallas tonight. If y'all are in Dallas, you're more than welcome to come out. I'll see you guys there.
Very nice. We're showing Carolina right now on the feed right now. Carolina Teague, thank you so much, my sister. That's fun, man. She's doing a great time, doing a great job over there.
She said this is her flyer that she has. That was for RCW. And this is the flyer that she's going to be doing the event on Friday. Today. It's going to be Carolina Teague is setting the bar for the 9-year anniversary. So it's 2023. She's the 2023 ring announcer of the year. It's going to happen. This event's happening today at the Hamilton Theater at 5601 East Belknap Street. She's going to be in Alamo City, Texas.
She works her ass off, Carolina Teague. Some love to Serenity Manor.
Oh yeah, definitely Serenity Manor. They're kitty corner.
It's a fine, dude. Serenity Manor is just one of those places where you just got to go check it out, man. It's kind of hard to explain. We've been trying to explain what Serenity Manor has been.
We got to do karaoke night again, man.
We do. They do it every other Thursday. It's on Old Town Helotes on 14405 Old Bandera Road. You just have to go check it out. It's a building that's over 100 years old. It's an events venue. People have weddings there and quinceañeras and, lots of different things going on over there. Corporate events, family reunions. It's a great, great place. But they also have a small bar there. And the bar has beer, wine, and margaritas. And it's open when those concerts are going on at Flores Country Store. You can kind of go to the concert, then go to Serenity Manor, go check it out. But the venue's
the lights that they have in the back, man, it's nice.
And especially if you're looking for a place to have a wedding reception. I mean, I'm taking a look right now at the weather according to my iPhone app. Check this out. A cool front's coming in next week.
To be in the 70s.
So today, the high today is 93. So it's still kind of summery, right? But Sunday, it's going to get down to 89. Then there's chances of rain for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But the high next Friday, 79.
Oh, yes. That's great, man. Can finally go outside.
And then you can go to these events that they have, these open air festivals that they have over there at Serenity Manor, 14405.
Yeah, Market Day. There's the application right here.
Yeah, so if you want to check out their market days, go to their website. It's called Serenity Manor Social Events Venue. Just Google them, and you can find out when the next market day is going to be, how you can take part if you're a vendor. It's a very cool place, man. It's a chill place, but we'll have to do a karaoke night over there the next time they do it. I'll find out when that is, and we can make it happen. But again, 14405 Old Bandera Road in Helotes, 78023 Caddy Corner to
Flores
Country Store. All right, so the Astros, 3 games left in the season, right?
Oh, let me have my fun. You're talking about the Astros. This goes out to you, Chris Leha.
Wait.
I'm taking a look at the standings right now, and they play a 162 game season, right? So there's 3 games left. The Rangers right now at 89 and 70.
There's no way.
2 games ahead of the Astros. So what you're saying is there's a chance. The Astros win out. The Rangers lose out.
They'd have to lose.
Astros are the division champions, right?
Yeah. The season comes to an end, I believe, on Sunday.
Right. Now, the Astros have the Arizona Diamondbacks coming in, and that's to wrap up the season. They're on the road. Arizona is actually a pretty good team. But the thing about it is this. Texas owns its own destiny. According to ESPN, the Rangers have a 97.2% chance of making the playoffs. The Astros have a 76% chance of making the playoffs, and the Mariners a 33% chance. 2 of those 3 teams will more than likely make the playoffs.
These are the latest standings, too. AL West right now, as it stands, the Rangers are in control of this division. They're 2 games up on the Astros.
With 3 to go.
3 to go. Well, now I think the magic number for the Rangers is 2 games.
It's 1.
Was it 1?
Just win 1 game.
Oh, yeah, it is one.
Win 1 game to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they have, 2 games left, I think, on their schedule?
They got 3 games left against the Mariners. So what ends up happening, though, is that if the Mariners win out, that means the Rangers lose out because they're playing each other. And then you have the Astros. If they win 2 of the next 3 games, suddenly what you're looking at is the possibility of a 3-way tie.
And it comes down to percentage points after that.
Well, it would be a tie.
But what's going to happen? I mean, if it's a tie, somebody's got to win.
I have no idea how it all.
I'm telling you, they're going to probably if it does that, it's going to come down to percentage points.
So the question is, should Astros fans cheer for the Rangers to win the division so that the Astros make the playoffs, or should the Astros try to fight their way into winning the division, even if that means that the Mariners are just one game behind the entire time? Interesting thing, though, if you look at the standings, if the Astros had only had a winning record at home, they'd be in first place right now. Think about that. The Astros right now are 2 games behind, and they have a losing record at home, 39-42.
Damn. They play better on the road, man. This has been known.
48-30, man. They're one of the best road teams. So if they do make the playoffs, guess what? They're going on the road, baby.
Maybe it's better for them to go in as the wild card. They'd have a better chance of winning. I'm being serious.
Dude, Minute Maid is a jinx for them.
Oh, yeah. And it's a small field. It's not hard to hit a home run there.
It isn't. Tell me about what's going on with the XFL, USFL.
So they were saying that the XFL had lost something crazy, like, was it $60 million or something like that?
Because it's a shit product.
I'm just like, oh, man. So we got word, and I saw this. I'm going to be honest, man. I saw this first with Chris Leha because he had put it out there. I think he had tagged us in it. And he's like, oh, we're going to talk about that. Yes, we are going to talk about this. And he had tweeted this out, and it was by Adam Schefter. And it says that the USFL and the XFL have officially decided to go ahead and merge. Now, both leagues aren't great, and they both have TV deals. XFL has The Rock as the face of that league, which it helps. But at the end of the day, losing that amount of money is not good for business. And by them partnering up with the USFL, both of these leagues have lost money. So,
dude, it's kind of like 2 people drowning, trying to hold on to each other.
Pull me up. That's I'm gonna push you down.
That's not how it's gonna work, man. This is, dude. I don't give 2 shits about the San Antonio Brahmas. Don't give 2 shits about them. You know why? They don't even practice here. They don't live here. They don't. They practice and live in Dallas, and then go down I-35 and play at the Alamo Dome, and they're like, hey, we represent San Antonio. And then after the game, they get the fuck out. Why do I care about them? They're not Puro. They're not San Antonio.
This is not going to work. The only way that this merger will work is that the NFL has to officially get behind this thing and use their power to kind of help right the ship.
Make it a G League.
Exactly is what I had told Chris Leha. That was my comment. The NFL needs to get behind this and say, we're going to officially go ahead and bring them into the fold, use it as a G League kind of thing to help develop players. And then hopefully when they develop there and they come to the NFL, they can finally make it at the next level,
Real fast, John reaches out to us, says, now XFL, USFL can lose money twice as fast.
This is no lies detected in that
Do it
tweet.
together. Do it together. Hey, it's Friday. Before we let you guys go, thank you so much for everyone being part of the podcast today. We what do we call it? Freaky Friday?
Oh, Thirst Trap. We call it Thirst Trap, but you can call it Freaky Friday.
Yeah, so I was on I was in television news for more than a decade.
Oh Lord.
And I was on Instagram yesterday. It's like suggested person to follow. There's somebody named Robin Gwen, who's a weather meteorologist or forecaster in Laredo. Good God. So, Joe, there are sometimes I present one to you where you go, some that we very rarely
this
agree.
One is, yeah.
This is universal.
Yeah.
This one is universal. Robin
She
Gwen,
cute, man.
Congratulations for being the hottie in Laredo.
But she know BB Rexa.
No, she's beyond BB Rexa, dude.
No.
BB Rexa is built different, but no.
Her and Hillary Duff are built different, bro. She good, but she ain't no BB Rexa.
Oh my goodness. Like I just looked at my app and I was like, thank you, Instagram, for presenting this to me.
They presented you a gift.
They presented, yeah. So Robin Gwen, who I had never heard of up until yesterday, this Lone Star is for you. UTSA is off this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they got to bye this week, so that means that the game of the week is going to be everybody's going to once again be looking at Coach Prime and what happens with USC. I think USC is going to go and drop a 60 piece on them, man.
Yeah, dude, and it was so fun seeing Prime, just backtrack a little bit. The game that UTSA plays is the first game of the conference schedule against Temple in Philadelphia,
Owls.
Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Guess what? I could have gotten a crap ton of passes to that game, but the people I asked didn't want to go to Philadelphia with me. So, you know why I would get a crap ton of passes? The photos I posted on social media last year that I was inside the Lincoln Financial football stadium. Not only the stadium, I was inside the locker room with Jalen Hurts' locker. It's because Lincoln Financial happens to be one of my vendors. So I feel bad. I want to go to that game. I want to go.
They're going to lose, though, probably.
Well, Temple got their ass handed to them yesterday, at least the last time I saw. But very, very nice. Very, very nice. This has been fun. Cowboys again, 325 taking on the New England Patriots. Let's see what Zeke Elliott can do. I'm going to set the over-under as 50 yards.
Okay.
You want to make a little $5 bet on that?
We'll make a little wager.
Over-under.
On what, the Patriots?
No, on Zeke Elliott getting 50 yards.
I'll go ahead and take the under.
I'll take the over on that one. We'll do it at 50. Very, very cool. Media Day, according to David, is Monday for the Spurs.
Yeah,
that is true. Again, don't forget to follow Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. Again, you can follow him on kens5.com as well. Locked On Spurs, I subscribe on not only Twitter, but on YouTube. I subscribe on Spotify. You should as well. Very, very nice. A lot of people reaching out saying, dang, she's hot.
No lies.
Chris Gonzalez, swing for the weather girl. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I had no idea who this person was. It just popped up on my Instagram, and I was like, wait a minute. 10.
She's cute. No lie, dude. She is cute.
And she says she's been in the media for a decade, which means she has to at least be 30. So I don't feel like a dirty old man.
She's in the range.
6+7 range right there.
Yeah.
To quote Billy Bob on Varsity Blues, she's a 10. She's a 10. Miss Davis, will you go to the prom with me? Everyone have a fantastic weekend. My name's Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from San Antonio, Texas. We'll be back on Monday.
Peace. We'll see you boys later.